was for the cooperation of the custodial parent with the child support system. And that meant suing the non-custodial parent for child support. That was unbeknownst to me. So if we're going to fast forward until 2006, the whole case was there. I, just like everybody else that's probably involved in the way that I became involved with, I was unaware of how all the things, everything that was going on with it. Well, I had relocated. My child's father was in jail, and he was in there for a child support warrant. So one of the ways that he could be released was if I gave permission for him to be released
Hmm.
from jail. So they held court with where me in Texas, him in jail in Ohio, and I realized at that moment that even though we weren't together, that was a lot of power for me to have over him just because we had a child together. And I started almost immediately trying to figure out how to get that case closed. Um, and it took me 8 years
Wow.
fighting. I have to say fighting because they didn't want to do it, but going back and forth with Franklin County, Columbus, Ohio, child support, the state, the courts, trying to get that child support case closed. And at the time, the arrears were almost $30,000. So what I found out in my fight is that the arrears were not ever going to be paid to me. If he ever paid them, they would be paid to the state to recover welfare benefits.
Hmm.
Excuse me. One of the main things that I found out um, that really changed my whole perspective on child support is that it was a welfare and it is a welfare recovery program. So if you receive any public benefits like I did, we signed our rights to any child support that is recovered and our children's rights to any child support that's recovered over to the state. So essentially, that's not even our child support or our children's child support. It's the government's child support. So when I found that out in my research, trying to close my case, like I said, I took 8 long years. I said, I don't think people know about this. Um, and I want to tell people if anybody else is going through this, I think they should know because uh, it's important. It was life changing for me. When our case was finally closed, the lawyer prepared the documentation to file in court and everything. And it's also, I put those documentations, copies of my court papers in my book, in the back of my book to show when it was closed and the arrears erased. But it was so difficult. And I said, if they treat a custodial parent, quote unquote, this way and with such disrespect and disregard, I could just imagine what non-custodial parents were going through, just trying to get a question answered or trying to get out of jail or whatever. So that started my journey, and here we are today.
So you talked about your book.
Hmm.
In the back of your book, you had all the information. Uh, you wrote the book called The Child Support Hustle. Now, I've heard of you for many years. I've been writing on several different outlets. One